again, welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. Time for another one of my famous anniversary reviews. This album, Opeth's Morningrise, turns 25 on the 24th of June. It's a big milestone for this album. This was my in my early days in the mid-90s of following metal. I'd been a metalhead for like 4 or 5 years. I got into Opeth in quite a big way, and I really loved this album. But for a while I was like playing a lot of Opeth, Orchid, Morningrise, Still Life, even some of the albums that followed, but I was playing Morningrise a lot, and to this day I always say Morningrise is my favourite Opeth, because I've sort of totally fallen out of love with Opeth. I'm not really a fan of their sort of progressive side, overly progressive, less metallic side. I mean, they released some heavy albums, of course, in the 2000s as well, but I always looked to this album as a classic in my eyes. So I haven't probably listened to this in 20 years. I don't know, but I'm guessing 20 years. So I broke out the CD. I actually got this. I've got the CD for this. So I broke out the CD in the slot, listen to this, and do a track by track again, and do a re-review after 25 years and see how it stood the test of time. So it's got 5 tracks. This album, 5 very long tracks. Every track is really pretty much very long. The shortest track is Nectar, which is 10 minutes 9. The rest of them are more than that, slightly more, and quite a lot more, with the longest song being Black Rose Immortal at 20 minutes. So anyway, the album opens with Advent. It was good to listen to this. I hadn't listened for so long. The song immediately starts off with a memorable riff. It reminds me of why I like this album in the first place. And then you get the true proggy nature of Opeth coming in. It stops a lot, it starts again, it stops. There's acoustic bits, there's heavy parts. The bass playing is superb on this album, and the production is really clean. It's a little bit thin sounding by today's standard, and the drum sound isn't the best either, but the bass sound is superb, very audible. The guitar melodies are really beautiful. Michael Ackerfeldt's voice, he's more blackened. It's sort of a blackened howl, if you like, and sort of switch between a death metal, death metal. He's not a heavy growler at this point. He's more of a sort of death metal rasper with a black metal howl as well sometimes, a tortured howl. This song is very catchy. It's got a little bit of clean vocals in it, not too much. There's so many great riff passages. I really enjoyed Advent. I think it was a great opener. It was good to listen to it again. So I gave this track 9 out of 10. Track 2 is called The Night and the Silent Water. This song is 11 minutes long. It starts with a sort of melancholic riff to begin, intertwined with acoustics. It's a moody tune, tortured sounding vocals, pretty moody stuff, this one. Michael's clean vocals sound a touch awkward on this one, slightly naive, let's say, compared to his present day very confident clean vocals. Song stays moody, slightly dragged. I found myself getting slightly bored with this one. I like this song much less than I remembered from the past, so just a 7 out of 10 for track 2. Track 3 is Nectar. It's 10 minutes and 9 seconds. A better riff to start, great melody and feel. Song settles down, becomes melancholic again. I mean, Opeth has a habit of doing this. Have a heavy metal section, and then you have acoustics, melancholy. decent guitar melodies, upbeat guitar melodies follow as well, a great riff, great bass playing surfaces sooner or later in most of the songs, and this song is no different. Song ends on a great note as well. I really enjoyed the ending of this song. Some great little bass playing as well, very audible, clean bass playing. So Nectar gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Track 4 is Black Rose Immortal. It's the 20-minute epic of this album. Starts off with a really killer riff, great pacing, aggressive sort of blackened howl from Michael. The riffs that follow the opening are some of the best on the album. I mean, great drum work as well, great fills, although the sound of the drum is sort of not the best. The song again has got lots of twists and turns. It's got acoustic sections, it's aggressive. The riff at 350 is killer and heavy, soon gives way to some calm acoustics, and then we twist again to the heavy side. This is a true dark melodic metal proggy ride, lots of ups and downs, good instrumentation, awesome riff at 8:29. Michael's clean vocals again, I found them slightly awkward or weak, if you like. I mean, he's sort of gentle, quite gentle sounding. I don't know if it's just a lack of confidence maybe, or I don't know, it's just my taste has changed slightly. The song builds again, like I said, at 16:40. There's a very nice fluid gallop. Sounds really good, really emotional tracks, ups and downs, like I said, a bit of a roller coaster ride. It sounds epic, a lot of ideas, a lot of passages, very, very cool tune. It was good to hear it again after so many years. So a 9 out of 10 for Black Rose Immortal. And the album ends with To Bid You Farewell. The song starts acoustically. It's got a cool emotional melody. It's got some sweet bass playing as usual. It takes a while before the vocals kick in. This song reminds me of a Pink Floyd song. You can sense that Michael was a big Pink Floyd fan. It's got those sort of slow notes in the guitar solos. I don't know, I just didn't get a great feel for this song. It's very sort of melancholic, very 70s in feel. Song does go electric a little bit towards the end, not too much, but this song really didn't float my boat on this occasion. It was okay, but it was much less than I remembered it being, but I gave it a generous 7 out of 10. So my overall feelings on Morningrise. I have always rated this album very, very highly. I mean, I always said it was my favourite Opeth album from the period that I liked. But I don't know, after 25 years, it's starting to show its age a little bit. It's like very ambitious, but it's also slightly dragging in parts, and maybe too many ideas, too many breaks of flow, too many, I don't know, I mean, just lack of flow sometimes, too much going on, and because of the length of the songs and having to expand on many parts, it does slightly start to drag. I mean, in my youth I would have given this album a 9.5 or a 9 out of 10, but my average on this listen, it dropped down to an 8 out of 10, which is still pretty good. I mean, it still means it's a great album. It's just not as good as I personally thought it was from way back when I first listened to it. 25 years is a long time for an album, and sometimes they start to show their age. So, and this one definitely has. It's still a classic though. It's still got so many things going for it. The great riffs at times, good bass. I mean, the bass playing is superb, the drumming is solid, but like I said, the production on the drumming is not always the best. But anyway, this was a solid, good album from Opeth, one of my favorites from their discography, no doubt, and it's 25 years old. Stay tuned.